guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video will be me going through my law school budget, law school breakdown, showing you guys a comparison between what I think I'll spend if I go to Georgetown and then what I think I'll spend if I go to UCLA. Of course, keep in mind that the numbers for like rent and things like that will be estimates because I haven't chosen the school yet, but still a very good detailed video. I'll show you guys how I made my budget in Excel, how I came up with the things that I put in my budget. I'll also go into Assets Lex and show you guys how I know how much I'll be owing when I'm done with school. Keep in mind though, all these numbers can change because you could be awarded outside scholarships in your second and third year. So yeah, definitely still going to be a really good video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that. I will jump in throughout the video just to give you guys some more details if needed, but the majority of the video will be me screen sharing, me showing you my award letter, me showing you like how to read the cost of attendance, all of that. So yeah, I have everything for UCLA and then I have everything for Georgetown. And what I mean by everything is I have my award letter from UCLA here. And you'll get that from the school, like they'll send you a login, all of that, so you can view like how much money they're giving you and how much you need to take out for loans. But so I have my award letter, then I have the cost of attendance that they have on their website, which is estimated by them. And then I have like just a website that I've been using just to kind of estimate how much money I'll spend in each city depending on where I go. So we'll go through that later, but I have that for LA. And then I have the same things for Georgetown. So pretty much for Georgetown, I have my award letter from them breaking down how much money I'm getting, how much I have to take out in each type of loan. And then I have their cost of attendance too here. So the numbers that they provided. Same thing, kind of the expenses that they estimate you'll have in DC. I don't know what website this is, Numbeo. It just has like estimated numbers that are up to date. So I've been using this website. And then I have Assets Lex here, which is what we mentioned in the video where Alyssa and I were talking about like how we're going to pay off our loans, how we estimated how much loans we'll have. So I'll go through this website with you guys. And then also with Assets Lex, you're going to need to log into this website, your federal student aid website, to pull a document. Unfortunately, this website is down today, so I'm not going to be able to show you guys how to do it, but it is like pretty self-explanatory once you get into it. But I've already downloaded it because I've done this before, so it won't like prevent me from showing you guys what the document is, but I just can't show you how to get to it right now. So yeah, let's start at the beginning. First, I'm going to look at my provisional award letter of what I've got from UCLA. So pretty much for UCLA, what they're estimating, keep in mind UCLA is a public school, so everything for them right now, for this first year for me at least, will be based on out-of-state numbers. They have in-state tuition and then they have out-of-state tuition. So pretty much what they're saying is they estimate that their tuition for 2020 through 2021 will be $87,628. And then of that, well, that's the total cost, I mean. And then for the tuition, it's $56,152. They estimate this for health insurance and this for living expenses. And I can click on this in a second and I'll show you how they broke that down. But this goes into like how much scholarship I'm getting. So pretty much my overall scholarship amount is this here. And then it shows the cost that will be left over to me right here. This is pretty much saying this is how much money you'll have to bring to the table, whether that money is from your savings, whether that money is from your parents, whether it's from you taking out loans, whether you get outside scholarships. This is how much money you need to have to pay for school. And then it breaks down here, if I don't have any money, like if I don't have my own savings, if my parents aren't helping, if I don't get any additional scholarships, it breaks down how much money I'll need to take out in loans. So like I mentioned in the other video with Alyssa, for your unsubsidized loans, the max you can take out each year is $20,500. So they've already maxed that out for me. And then for the direct grad plus loan, this is how much I have left over. So pretty much whatever you don't take out in unsubsidized loan, you would take out in a grad plus loan. The main differences is that for the grad plus loan, you will have to have like a credit check. I don't think that for the credit check, it requires you to have like excellent credit from my understanding. What I believe is that you just can't have any like, I guess like foreclosures, bankruptcies, liens, things like that. So if you have anything like that, that may be a concern. And obviously you can't have like a lot of collections. But from my understanding, it just means you can't have adverse credit history. Also, the interest rate for this one is a little higher, but I can click on these and we can go into that too. But yeah, so this is my numbers for UCLA. And also keep in mind that for the health insurance, this is based on you getting their health insurance plan. As you guys know, like most schools offer like health insurance you can get through them. So that's if I get their health insurance. So let's go ahead and click on living expenses here. So this like just kind of provides like a little breakdown saying like this is for your room, your meals, housing, food, transportation, etc. This is just what they assume you'll have. And then if we go to this page here, which is UCLA's cost of attendance, they've kind of broke that down for you here based on what they think that you'll have. So let's say you're going to be living off campus. They estimate you'll pay $13.70 in rent, this much for groceries a month, this much for utilities. They don't have in books and supplies. Oh, well, they have it here annually because you only buy books once. So yeah, $704 for books. And then I guess this is for like gas or public transportation, I would assume. And then personal, I'm assuming that's for like, shopping or whatever else you're doing with your other money. And then, of course, they have it broken down. Like if you're going to be living with a family member or something and you're not paying rent, obviously you wouldn't have certain bills, or maybe you'll just only pay like a portion just to help them out. So it's cheaper here. But keep in mind when it comes to like how you're going to live or whatever, or where you're going to live, you can live on campus, you can live off campus in your own apartment, you can live with a parent, family, friends. I don't know. I feel like somebody's asked me that before, like where I was going to live, and my answer is I'm going to live in an apartment off campus, not with anyone else. So yeah, that's my situation. So they have like some other stuff here, childcare, medical, dental, like some other breakdowns, but like all of the websites will have this. And then they have estimates for books. Keep in mind for books, that's really up to you. You can buy every single book. You can rent books. You can borrow books. You can, go to different websites, buy them off Amazon, go to the bookstore. There's a lot of different options for books. So keep that in mind as well. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Let me now show you Georgetown. So for Georgetown, this is the amount of money that they are offering me. So for them, they don't have like their full, let me show you this first then. Because, okay, so their full-time tuition is $66,872. So that is more than UCLA. Their books are also more, room and board, personal expenses, transportation. Their estimated cost of attendance is $97,500. And if you guys remember, UCLA's was $87,628. So Georgetown, in terms of just general cost of attendance, is more expensive. Okay, so with that, now let's look at like the breakdown from Georgetown based on how much money they're offering me in terms of grants, scholarships, etc. So I don't know if I broke this down on UCLA, but I'll go back and do that. So pretty much this is the amount of money that they're offering me in terms of like need-based aid. So their need-based aid is $19,400 total. And then in terms of like merit-based aid, Georgetown is offering me $30,600 total. The total for those two is $50,000. And then for the unsubsidized loans, I would have to take out $20,500 again, and then Grad Plus loans would be $27,000. So that gives me up to the total cost of attendance there. So the total between these two then would be $47,500 in loans I'm taking out. And then if we go back to UCLA to do a comparison, the total in loans is $45,363. So cheaper for the first year by like, what is that? $2,200, something like that. So cheaper the first year, but not just like, incredibly cheaper, like $10,000, $15,000. So yeah. Also keep in mind another thing for UCLA, like I mentioned, it is a public school. So with it being a public school, if I can get in-state tuition next year, that will change these numbers as well. If it's still out-of-state tuition, obviously this would be higher. So just keep that in mind. Also keep in mind if you guys are looking to apply to like UC schools, which is pretty much any school in the University of California system, from my understanding, they are having like tuition hikes. So the numbers that you see online right now may not be the same if you're applying next year or the year after. So just keep that in mind as well. I don't know like how much it's increasing exactly like in terms of percentages, but I have saw the numbers and it is an increase. Not like drastic, but it's an increase for sure. So keep that in mind if you are looking to apply to like UCLA, USC, UC Berkeley, any of those schools. Well, not USC, actually, no. USC is not part of the system. But UCLA, UC Berkeley, those two I know for sure are. So, yeah. Okay, so let me see if I can click in these so you guys can get a better understanding of unsubsidized loans. So pretty much for unsubsidized loans, it does give you the interest rate here. So the interest rate is currently 4.53% for undergraduates and 6.08% for graduates. This number will change on July 1st. Supposedly, it is supposed to go down this July 1st just because there has been so much going on in the economy with the pandemic and then just so many other things going on. So supposedly that number is supposed to go down. We don't know for sure yet, but that's what they're saying. Also keep in mind, another thing that people may not realize is that whenever you take out a loan, there's actually an origination fee. So they'll actually take 1.059% of my loan from me. So whatever this amount is, minus that by 1.059%, whatever that is, because you won't actually get this full amount. Same thing for this direct Grad Plus loan. I think the interest rate for this one right now is 7.08%. Their loan origination fee is a little bit higher at 4.236%. So you would have to subtract that from this as well. So pretty much whatever you see right here, that's not actually how much money you're getting. So keep that in mind as well. I actually do need to calculate that really quick though, because that's going to go into me showing you guys my actual budget. So let me do that really quick. Be right back. So guys, for this part, I did go through, I came up with my budget, what I think my budget is going to be. I will say that the numbers that I thought I was going to be able to spend are definitely not the same. Well, for Georgetown, they are. But for LA, the apartments that I was looking at for LA that were like comparable to Georgetown, of course, apartments in LA are a lot higher. So my budget that I had for apartments in LA was reduced drastically. So that's something to keep in mind. I would definitely suggest making this budget before you start looking for apartments, because I've sat here for maybe like 10 minutes kind of like sad about that. But yeah, so now I'm going to go through, show you my actual budget, also show you like how I put that in the assets legs to see like how much money I'll actually have to take out, how much money I'll need in loans to cover that entire budget. So yeah, just wanted to like do a little intermission here to show you guys to really be cautious about the numbers that you think until you actually put them on a spreadsheet and see how realistic they are, and not to start planning before you actually came up with that budget. Also keep in mind that I overestimated a lot of things just because you would hate to have less money compared to having more money. So yeah, let's get back into it. Okay guys, so I'm done with the budget. So this is what I have for Georgetown. I'll go through and like break down how I got these numbers, but then I also have this for UCLA. So pretty much for Georgetown, I have my unsubsidized loan amount minus the origination fees. Same thing for the Grad Plus loan. And then I added those together. And then I added in my military stipend. If I am correct, and I pray to God that I am, if I'm correct, I do not think that my aid amount will be reduced because of my stipend, because it is considered a resource and not income. That's my understanding. That's what I've been told, and I just pray that that is right. So I added those two together, and then I went through and I looked at these numbers going back to this. No, that's UCLA. Going back to this for Georgetown, and then I subtracted to see how much actual tuition I would have left from this 66,872. And then I put that number here, and then I put my refund here. And then I also went through and added in, assuming that I will get Medicaid. So pretty much this is this amount minus the cost that they charge you for insurance at Georgetown. And then I have what my refund would be if I don't have to pay for insurance right here. Okay, so then I went through and made my actual budget. I played around with this for like an hour. Like I said, pretty much just trying to make sure that I could get some reasonable numbers in here that I think I can actually live by. Of course, there will probably be changes. I'll probably have to use my credit card for a few things, knowing myself, but this is the budget that I have right now. So $1,500 for rent, car payment, car insurance, gas, internet, like basic things or whatever. This is in red because I have a credit card payment right now because I consolidated my credit card, but my plan is to pay that off before I start school. So it is in red because I'm hoping that it will not actually be needed once I am actually in school. So that's what that is for. So then this number right here is pretty much all of these added together. And then this number here is all of these added together. Keep in mind, these are here because they're annual fees. It's just a one-time fee. So I have my Amazon parking, which is like absurd because their parking is like $9 a day. So I did $9 a day, assuming that I would be driving to school 180 days a year. So that's what that number is for. It could be really high, but better to estimate high than low. So yeah. And then pretty much what I did was I took this number times 12, and then I added that in to get this number here. This number is all of that minus is $500. So pretty much this minus $500. So when I made my budget, I wanted to make my budget less than this number because yes, obviously I can try to get this number if I, work it out with the insurance and all of that, but I'm doing like worst case scenario. So if you notice, this number here is under this number. So that's my Georgetown budget. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me show you guys UCLA so you can see it twice. So pretty much same thing, all my loans, the stipend in there, total of the loans and the stipend, how much tuition I'll have left over to pay. And that's just from these numbers here. Me adding these up. And again, I'm only doing tuition when I do that part. So adding that in there, and then this is my refund based off of that, and then this is my refund if I'm able to get Medi-Cal. In California, it's called Medi-Cal, not Medicaid. So did the same thing here. Pretty much took all of this, added all of this together, took all of these, added all of these together, put them together here, and then this is the number if I do not have to pay this credit card fee. So I know if anybody else is familiar with LA, you're probably like, how are you going to live for $1,400 a month in LA by yourself? And if you know me, you're probably like, for your standard of living, I have no idea, guys. We're going to be honest with you. That's what I've been sitting here thinking about for the past hour. Ideally, this number really needs to be closer to like 2,000, 2,200. Definitely probably not possible. Let me see. I guess I could go up until like literally like 1,850 possibly to make that work. And honestly, that probably will be more like what I do. Of course, keep in mind, guys, when I'm doing this budget, I'm not counting in any savings I think I will have. I'm not counting in the fact that I have a considerable amount that I could put on a credit card if I needed to. I'm not counting the fact that by this point, my YouTube will probably be monetized. I'm not counting the fact that I'm coming out with an apparel line. Like, I'm not counting any of those things because I want to do worst case scenario. I don't want to be in a situation where like I think I have all this money and I don't. So that's why I'm doing it like this. So let me put this back at 1,400 because, again, worst case scenario. So that's that for UCLA. Now let's go into Assets Lex so I can show you guys how all of that put together will tell you how much you'll end up owing in loans. So if you go into Assets Lex, it's just assetslex.org/student loan calculator. And I already have this up because I've already done this maybe like 7 or 10 times. So Georgetown Law Center, I'll do Georgetown first. So Georgetown Law Center, keep in mind that this school is a private school, so in-state, out-of-state doesn't matter. Since that part doesn't matter, we'll go ahead and do continue. And then for this part, so this is the part where you need this right here. But like I mentioned, we're not able to get into this right now. I believe it is still down, or maybe not until 9:40. Well, I guess I could, but I don't need to go into here. So pretty much it'll have the instructions right here. Since I already have the file downloaded, I'll go ahead and just use the file that I already have downloaded. So let me get that. Okay, so when that file comes up, it'll be here. It'll break down all the loans that you have, your interest rates, etc. If you don't have any student loans, you don't have to do that portion. If you do have student loans and you know the number like by heart, you could just put it here and manually enter them. But since I don't know them, since I do have a lot, as you can see here, I just went ahead and downloaded the text file. And then we'll go ahead and click continue. If you had like additional loans, like private loans on top of that, you can add those here as well. So continue. And then after that, it'll ask you how much your degree will cost. So this is where you would actually change the cost of attendance if it is going to be different. So I believe for Georgetown, it's $66,872. Pretty sure that's right. Yep. So we'll go ahead and put that here. And then it'll ask like how much is your actual cost of attendance like in terms of your living expenses. So they have $29,952 there. I don't think that's actually what Georgetown's is right now. Let me go ahead and calculate that. I think it may be a little bit higher than that. So let's see, 97,500 minus 66,872 is actually 30,628. So we'll put that here. Then do continue. Okay, and then it'll ask you about your living expenses. So for this part, I am going to go ahead and put in the difference of what they had there just to make this equal. So I believe it was 30,628, and then we'll just take the difference from that 29,952. And we'll just add that 676 here. And then we'll do continue. And so pretty much that just made, let me go back so I can show you guys. And so pretty much that just made this equal. Where did it? Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with my internet, y'all. So pretty much it just made this here equal so that it wouldn't be like a discrepancy there. So continue. And of course, if that's not the case, like if your living expenses will be less or more, you will put that there. So I'm just doing that just to make this easier. And then, like I mentioned, I am getting the military stipend, but because I want to still take out the full amount of loans, I'm not putting that there. So for this, I'll just go ahead and do 0 there. But if you wanted to, if you were going to have like some savings or something like that, you could enter that there. Also, if you were going to have any savings, any other type of assistance, you would put that here. And pretty much it will deduct that from the amount that you're going to have to take out in loans. So I'm going to leave that as 0 for this example. Go ahead and do continue. And then this is where it asks you about your scholarship. So I'm not going to put like a name for the scholarship. I'll just put scholarship, $50,000 per year. It is annual. Also keep in mind that for Georgetown, I don't know if this is the same for other schools. It may be the same for other schools that are offering need-based aid. But pretty much for Georgetown, if you work during the summer or if you get any type of additional income, when you apply the next year, like apply for your need-based aid the next year, they may actually reduce the amount of scholarship that you receive. So keep that in mind as well. So we're going to go ahead and add that scholarship in there. Also, like if you had outside scholarships, you would enter those here as well, but I only have that one for right now. So now we'll go ahead and calculate what the numbers are. So, like I said, I've done this a lot of times. So it has here that I'll borrow $47,500 per year for their tuition, and then it has $97,500 for the cost of attendance minus my scholarship, and then any difference that I would have put for like income, savings, difference in cost of attendance for me based on how I want to live, but all that's pretty much equal. And then if you scroll down here, it'll show you your total estimated federal loan amount. That's including any loans you had previously. So that's including my $75K previously. And then it's also adding in this $142,500 from this. If you notice though, that still doesn't equal up. And that's because they're actually adding in interest. So if you scroll down here, it'll show you the capitalized interest that you're going to have to pay on that. Because while you're in school, you'll still pay interest on your loans from undergrad, any master's degrees that you have. You'll be paying interest on this as you get it. So yeah, keep that in mind as well, that whatever you actually take out in loans, you have to add interest to that as well. Then if you scroll down here, it actually gives you like some options for repayment. So most of the time when you hear people talking about paying back their student loans for law school, they say they'll be done in 10 years. So the first payment plan that it has here is the standard. It's a 10-year repayment plan. Tells you how much you'll pay per month, goes into the total interest you'll be paying, all of that. And then it has like an extended plan for 25 years. And then it also has some other options. Keep in mind, this can change based on your income. So if you wanted to change to like a pay-as-you-earn plan or income-based plan, you could do that. And then down here, it has like loan consolidation. Loan consolidation is good if you really wanted your payments to be less, or if you wanted to just have one big student loan instead of having like 200. Because if you notice, like your student loan is broken down into a lot of different loans. So you could do that. But keep in mind, you'll pay a lot more interest over time. And also the loan repayment period is a lot longer. Your monthly payment is cheaper, but just keep all that in mind. It's really up to you how much you really want to pay per month, how much you have to pay per month, what type of lifestyle you want to live. So there's a lot of different factors with that. So that's that for Georgetown. Let me go ahead and show you guys UCLA. I've already done it. So let me just go up here and show you guys what I already have for that. So UCLA is saying I'll borrow $45,363 per month. So like a little bit less than Georgetown. I have their cost of attendance there already, how much money they're giving me in scholarships. No differences here again. And then it just has the total amount here. Same thing, how much interest I'll be paying. Goes into the repayment plan. So I think the difference is like what? Like, I don't even know what that is. Like $100, $150, something like that. So not a lot of money at all in the difference. I mean, it is over 10 years, but you get what I'm saying. Like per month, it may not feel like that much difference when you're talking about 27 versus 28. So that's that. Same thing, loan consolidation. That's pretty much it for this, guys. Nothing really much more to say here. It's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. Once you get in here, you can compare different schools. You can put, I don't even know, like obviously you can put like a lot of different schools in here, do a lot of different comparisons, play around with these numbers to see how much you need to borrow, how much your cost of attendance may change, income savings. You can adjust this even if you're going to be like me. Maybe if I go to UCLA, if I get in-state tuition those next years, I can come back in here and play around with this again and see what the adjustments will be if I have to take out less money there. So yeah, a lot of different options here, but that's pretty much it for Asset Flex. Okay guys, so that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it made a lot of sense. The one thing I would just say to keep in mind for your budget is that you really need to like look at how much you spend now, and then also look at like if you're moving to a different place, try to do some comparisons in terms of like groceries, because as crazy as it sounds, like milk can cost different in different places. So like look up stuff like that. Make sure that you overestimate as well. Make sure that you keep in mind that you'll need money for like traveling as well. You'll have to go home sometimes. Make sure you keep in mind that you may need money for like emergencies. You may just need like extra money. So I would not, like if you have 53K in loans, I would not like have your budget at exactly 52 or 53. I would also say try to get as much outside scholarships as you can. I did apply for 4 outside scholarships. I have another one that I need to do within like 3 days. So try to apply for as much outside scholarships as you can. Just try to make this as cheap for you as you can, because as you can see with the Asset Flex, that interest does really add up. So the more money that you can get that you don't have to pay back, the better, obviously. But yeah, guys, nothing much else to talk about in this video. I will see y'all in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Bye, y'all.